Welcome to the Hourglass tutorial. This video is intended to help my intermediate guitar students with their final project for 2020. And I'd like to begin by saying that this is a fairly easy piece with most notes learned in beginning guitar. And the most difficult thing about this piece is going to be plucking two notes at the same time that are vertically aligned. So as you can see in measure 2 is the first time that we have a D and an F. They're vertically aligned. The stems that go up are the melody voice, and the stems that go down are the bass notes. So as we've done in songs previously, whenever notes are vertically aligned, they're plucked together. Bass notes are plucked with our thumb, and the other notes are actually indicated with I and M markings on the music. Index, I for index, M for middle. Another thing that's going to be challenging about this piece is there's a lot of dynamics written in. There's places that are supposed to be really quiet, like the beginning, for instance, has pianissimo. So as you begin, you want to start quiet and then build up as indicated by the crescendo there. But it's not too much of a build up because we're only going to go to mezzo piano, which is kind of quiet. So you don't want to like make a huge crescendo, just enough to notice that you're coming from really quiet to kind of quiet. So as you're playing, you have F notes, E. The composer of this piece likes to use his fourth finger, his pinky, for the note G, which is 3rd fret. So that can also be confusing because when you look at the music, you're going to see a G and you're going to think to yourself, well, that's 3rd fret. It's always been 3rd fret since beginning guitar, but they're putting a 4 there. So just a reminder that the numbers next to the notes are which finger you use. Index is 1, middle is 2, ring is 3, and pinky is 4. So basically, he's just having you play the G with your pinky, which is maybe new for some of you guys. Some people like this because it gets their hand a little bit more balanced on the guitar. So if you decide to use your ring finger for the 3rd fret G, I'm okay with that. Maybe that's more comfortable for you. So anyways, you have F, E, G, F, and then the bass note changes to the 5th string A, and you play the same notes again. Then the rhythm changes to 8th notes, so you're going to have basically doubles or 2 for every beat. So now you're going to go. So when you do that, what's kind of cool is you only have to pluck the bass note on beat 1 and let it ring for 4 beats while you're playing the other notes. That kind of makes it easier on the right hand. All right. The next phrase of the music is basically identical to what you already did. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to measure 10, the 3rd phrase. This is what some composers call the development section when they have a different kind of change up to the song. So you're going to notice that the melody changes up. And not only that, but the bass note for this whole phrase is always the 5th string A. Which provides a little bit of dissonance and a little bit more of a kind of build-up in the song. So the second one starts on open A string 5 and A on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So A, and then you have to go all the way back to the 1st string, E, F, E, and then with doubles. Measure 3, or I should say measure 12, goes so it's almost the same thing, except measures 10 and 11 use A, E, F, E, and measures 12 and 13 use A, E, G, E, and again he's using the 4th finger for the G. That's an option if you want to, but you don't have to. Then the fourth phrase is a repeat of the stuff we did at the beginning again. Try to be dynamic when you play. So you make sure that you climb with crescendos, get louder, and then go quieter when you do diminuendos, decrescendos. All right, and then the final phrase is kind of like this. I call it like the last gasp. It's like the composer's. It reminds me of somebody like running to the finish line and then like diving to the finish line, because it just seems like you kind of run out of gas with this descending passage. What's really cool about this is that there's a diminuendo getting quieter, and there's a retardando, which means to slow down, and the very last note has a fermata, which means that you can hold that note as long as you want. So here's what the last phrase sounds like. All right, so hopefully this will set you guys up to do well on this last final project of the semester. I wish everybody a lot of luck. Hit me up if you need any help, and thanks for listening.